St. Paul says in our second reading, if God is for us, who can be against us? And as I was mentioning before Mass, Father Meyer and I are both going to be preaching about the same topic this weekend. We are going to be praying for each other. If you missed the very beginning of Mass, I had each person turn to the person next to them and just say, if there's something I can be praying for you for during this 3 or 4 minutes of adoration at the end of Mass. And so hopefully that bears fruit in both the person praying for each other, but also then the recipients of those prayers. Also, we wanted to just extend this opportunity, this offer, a challenge really, to go out and to find another person in the community at some point during this week who looks like they need prayer, right? And just to have the courage to go up to them and say, is there something I can be praying for you for? Our Lenten sacrifices are supposed to kind of heighten our awareness of the people around us who are in need of prayer. There's a lot of material poverty around us. You don't have to look very far, although, again, you have to have that heightened sense of awareness, again, that is hopefully developing in ourselves during these 40 days of Lent, fasting and prayer and almsgiving. So there's a lot of material poverty in our community. But then I would say there's also a lot of spiritual poverty, right? A poverty of relationships. And so again, it might be an experience that you might just notice in a person's face that they look down or that they are distressed in some way. And again, the devil, that's one of the last things that the devil wants us to do is to go up to that person and just say, is there something I can pray for you for, right? Because again, the devil's going to be suggesting to us that that person will say no, there isn't anything, or punch us in the face, or whatever it might be, right? Or ridicule us. But what I found is that a lot of times people actually do say, yeah, and then you can just pray for them on the spot, right? I have the advantage of having the outfit of a priest, and so I get, whether if I'm greeting people after Mass, some people will say, well, Father, can you pray for me for this or that person or situation? And I've always said yes over the last 15 years of my priesthood, but what I've started doing in the last couple of years is just saying, yeah, do you want me to pray with you now for that intention? And I've never had anyone say no. And so again, I think the devil is always trying to discourage us from doing these sorts of things, right? Going up to another person. Of course, he doesn't want us to come to Mass, but if we're here, then he doesn't want us taking it out anywhere outside the walls of this church. And so again, I just invite us to think about, obviously, well, first of all, at the end of Mass, obviously, we're going to be praying for that person that we talked to before Mass, and vice versa. So hopefully that bears fruit in both of our lives. But then, again, just that invitation to go out into the world this week and to find someone in our life. It might be a friend or a family member, but it might also be a stranger. And to just walk to that person and say, is there something I can be praying for you for? Again, I think as St. Paul reminds us in the second reading, if God is for us, then who can be against us? And hopefully that is an antidote to all the lies and the fears that the devil is trying to inculcate in ourselves to keep us from going up to another person and asking, is there something I can be praying for you